Hey guys, thanks for watching. This is Dominic, and I'm going to be showing you how I navigate Maya. So first off, this is your viewport here. With the viewport, that actually just shows you the way you view your screen. You could pick different camera angles and different ways of looking at your assets in your project here. Like for example, if you wanted the camera to be way out here, you could have a selection for that here. Um, then also you have your hotkeys and preferences. Now, a lot of the time, sometimes if you hover over the different tools here, it'll have a different hotkey for that specific tool. It's kind of like a shortcut. But also, if you go to Windows settings and preferences, you can actually customize your own hotkeys, or you could just review the ones that are already there, and it'll tell you which hotkeys are made for what. And there's a bunch of different ones, and I'm terrible at it. So I usually like to just go over the tool that I need, but I'm sure over time I'll get better at using the hotkeys. Next is your outliner, channel box, and attribute editor. So it's basically self-explanatory here where those items are at. Like right here, it says outliner. So outliner is basically, it's like a list of the different assets that are in your workspace here. For example, I have the sphere here. You click on that sphere and or that item in your list, and it'll click on the sphere. Just like if you had like a square there, if it's listed here, you can click on that and it'll select that section here. Now with the channel box, let's see here. Okay, so with the channel box, this right here basically, it's like correlations of where your object is at. Or I guess it basically tells you where it is on your workspace. So if I were to move the sphere to the right, it's going to tell you how many degrees. It's basically degrees of how far away your your object is from the center of your workspace. So if I move it up, you can see the translate Y moved up to 8.017 and back down negative 0.658. So there's that. And the attribute editor, that's basically, it's basically your editing window that shows all the different attributes of your object. So like for example, if you wanted to make like a flame with a torch or something like that, you can make that happen with the attribute editor. Um, let's see. Now for your toolbox and shelf, your toolbox is right here. This is basically just all the basic stuff that you would need for your project or whatever you're working on. So for example, like I was using one of the tools right here to move this around. That's where you would find that tool or that thing that you need. um, and this one is to like spin your object around how many times you ever want it. You can move it side to side. You can spin it around left to right. Also, there's a lasso tool here where, like, if you had more than one object here, you could use the lasso tool to select all those items, and it'll highlight them all on this at the same time. There's this tool which will expand your object, making it bigger or smaller, however you want it. And then there is your shelf, which is right here. So your shelf basically has extra tools that you might possibly need. Like if you need to make polygon triangle here, or not a triangle, but like a cone, you could use this shelf here. You could also add tools to your shelf as well. Now, if you go up here, some of these will actually have extra tools that you might need depending on what you're working on. And then you have your windows and workspaces. So your windows and workspaces, basically, it's basically how you want to view your. Actually, no, I'm wrong. So Windows opens up different options that you might need depending on what you're working on. So like if you needed to render something, it's going to open up a window for that. If this one would open up, I don't exactly know what that is. Anyways, so like if you wanted to sculpt something as well, you could open up a window through here to do a sculpting project. But also in your workspace up here, it actually has everything preset for you based on what you want to do. So like if you want to do rigging for a particular project, it's gonna make the settings in your workspace set up for rigging. Also, like animation, if you wanted to do animation instead, this opens up your workspace to tools that you will need for animation. So this is the way I look at things. I basically look at it as a self-explanatory. If you have trouble remembering what they are, if you hover over the items that you need or you're curious about, it actually shows you or tells you what it does. But other than that, this is Maya, and I hope that my explanation of where things are was awesome, and whoever watches this understands it. Thank you.